welcome to one of my many new guides in my Lazy Slayer series. This Lazy Slayer series will basically be about chilled out Slayer without a cannon, just kind of taking it one step at a time, and fairly easy to do and pretty self-explanatory with no real hardness, just kind of for someone that wants to almost AFK Slayer. So, I hope you enjoy the first guide. Hi, and welcome to my Hellhounds Slayer guide. I hope you find it very helpful. Hellhounds have a combat level of 122/127, but the ones today will be level 122. They have a life point of 1,150. They fight with a combat style melee. Their max hit is 118, and their weakness is to everything but magic, so slash, range, crush, and stab they're weak to. Okay, what you want to wear. You want to wear your basic Slayer setup. This isn't too specialized. I wear a Slayer helmet because I have it unlocked. If you don't, wear a black mask, but I highly recommend a Slayer helmet for this task. Aura, I use Vampirism just because, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of preference. If you pray on tasks, use something like Corruption, Reverence, or Penance. Auras. For cape slot, you can use a fire cape, a Tokulzo. I use a blue cape for the extra prayer bonus, or I can use an arty cape for the rapier. AME slot, use a glory or a fury. Strength if you're a nub. For weapon, I use a rapier because it two hits them most of the time. And yeah, pretty much always go with rapier. If not a rapier, use a whip. You want something fast for Slayer that can down them. If you don't have a whip, use a skim, and or if you have a CLS, use that too. I use a defender just for the attack bonuses. You can use a DFS for this task if you choose, but I don't really recommend it. I use Goliath gloves. Just use the best ammo you can wear, or glove slot you can wear. So if you can wear a Regen bracelet, wear that. If you can wear a combat bracelet, wear that. But next choice besides Goliath gloves would be obviously Barrel's gloves. Dragon boots, just wear the best boots you have. Really, if you don't have dragon boots, then wear rune boots, and if you have steads, obviously wear those. For armor, I wear proselyte for the prayer bonus, but you could easily switch it out for something like some Barrow's armor or bandos. Now for the ring slot, since I will be doing this in Curadel's dungeon, I am going to use one of my ferocious rings. Basically, ferocious rings adds a extra 40 to whatever you hit in her dungeon, or you could swap that out for a Tokulzo, B ring, eye, or a warrior ring if you're doing it in some part of it. And you could also swap it out for a ring of wealth, but they really don't drop anything. And yeah, so let's get on to what your inventory should look like. Okay, so your inventory should look kind of like this to somewhat. I bring 4 prayer renewals and then 8 regular prayer potions. Don't really switch out the prayer renewals, but you can easily switch out the prayer potions for something like super prayer pots or something like that, or extreme prayer potions. I bring it a super strength and a super attack. You can easily switch those out for extremes or overload if you're a very rich person. But then if you're probably very rich, you probably won't be doing Lazy Slayer or just kind of chilled out Slayer. I like to do this to kind of AFK and just kind of chill out. I bring 2 bunyip pouches. I'll add some offer healing, teleports for anywhere after I'm done, and then my Slayer gem, obviously to keep count of how many things I've killed. Okay, that is it. Now let's move on how to get there. Okay, on how to get there. Since you can actually do this task in Curadel's dungeon, I like to always take that to my advantage because it does speed up tasks. But this task is very easy and cannonable. And you can also cannon it if you so choose, but I don't because I think cannons are a waste of money in my opinion. I mean, that's just only because I like to take Slayer slow, and I don't really mind the slower XP just to not cannon it. So on to the first way to get there, and the easiest way. You can rub your ferocious ring, which will bring you right to Curadel's dungeon, right to Curadel, and then walk right into the dungeon from there, but since I don't really feel like doing that, and there's an other way to do it. Now this other way that I prefer to get there, it does require you to unlock fairy rings, so at least Fairy Tales Part 2. I have 3 done, so I do not need my Draman or Lunar Staff. If you do not have 3 done, you will need your Draman and or Lunar Staff. So you go to this, and you end up in the home fairy ring, and you're going to want to use the code BJQ. BJQ. Oh, damn it. And this will take you to the ancient cavern, and which you can teleport from there. Or no, you can actually go in from there. So once you're there, you're going to want to run south. And from there, you are literally a couple steps from Kurado. So run up. And then you might get hit by that guy, and no bother though. And then you're right there. And then you can get in. Now the other way to get there is this. The third and final way to get there is this. So basically you're going to want to rub a games necklace and go to the Barbarian Outpost. This will take you to the Barbarian Outposts. From here you can go ahead and deposit anything in your inventory in this bank deposit box. Now please note that you cannot use familiars when you're trying to get into the ancient caverns this way. You have to summon it in there, so that could be problematic to some people. And bring a couple of food, as this is kind of a dangerous run and you can easily get dropped by some big scary dragons. But you're going to want to dive into the whirlpool. Oh, gotta be on the pier. Now, I'm pretty sure to do anything in the ancient cavern, you need to have done the what is it called? The quest is a quest. It's not a quest. It's the mini game for barbarians. That thing. Now, I suggest you do that before you do any of this, because I do think you need to have that done before you can get anywhere in this. Now, you're gonna want to run past these dragons. So this is where it can get a little dangerous, especially if they blow fire on you. Basically, you're going to want to run, and you're going to want to try not to die. I have not been blown fire. I just got blown fire on. So yes, that's why I brought a couple pieces of food and the raptors there. But then you're going to want to keep running, and then I'm going to almost get out. I can go up here. And that is the most dangerous way to get to Curadel's. And then now that I'm here, heal back up, and then we can go inside. Okay guys, now you should be at the dungeon door. You're just gonna want to walk right inside, and now you can the first room is all full of Hellhounds. Notice that the obelisk is right there. Basically what you're gonna want to do is pot up, and with all the pots you brought, pray on and summon your familiar if you chose to brought one, or activate your aura, anything like that, and then start to get killing. It's fairly straightforward. Just keep killing them until you have done your Slayer task. Okay. Alright, now that I'm rounding in on ending this task, I think I have a kill left. Yes, I do. I'm gonna kill this last one. And then pick up the charm. Alright, so now you can either choose to teleport out, or walk right out and get your next task from Curdell. Doesn't really matter which, but if you have the leftover supplies, keep in mind that you can go do it. Get task, and 169 gargoyles. Hate that task, and it's so annoying. But anyways, guys, let's go on to drop rates and drops. Hellhounds also have very bad drops. They don't drop anything besides bones and charms. They drop the occasional hard clue scroll, and they also drop Ferocious Ring 5 in Curadel's dungeon, but that's about it. They drop nothing else but those things. But this does make them one of the best gold charm droppers in the game. but since gold charms are not very hard to get or very useful in summoning, it doesn't really matter. Now the charm drop rates are pretty interesting. They drop a total rate of 82%. Gold is 88% of the charms they drop. Green is 5%. Crimson is 3.7%, and they drop 2.8% blue charms. Now these statistics are based on 130 killed. I picked up every single charm that it dropped. If you want another charm rate, you can head off to Runescape Wiki, which they have another one. I would like to thank you for watching my first guide. Hopefully there's plenty more to come, and I also hope this helped everyone who watched it. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.